How should you find out that what should be the target companies which you should aim to get into during your MBA placements? How should you find out that what are the skills which you need to acquire, the exact skills which you need to acquire so that you can get into that organization? If these are the two questions which you have in your mind, then this video is for you, because in this video I am going to share with you a concept of mine, a very unique concept of mine which I've created called back hacking the placements. Now, I created this concept for my course 5 steps ahead, but then I thought that it's very important for every MBA student out there to know this, so that you can carry out this process for yourself, and in a matter of few minutes you will be able to identify that what sector, what job role should you aim for, and basis that what are the skills which are very important for you to have. Hi, I am Darpan Saxena, an MBA graduate from IIM Udaipur, and let's get on with the video. So as I said, I created this process called back hacking your placements for my course 5 steps ahead. Now, 5 steps ahead is a course which I've created for MBA students to help you get the best outcomes from your MBA, and these outcomes are not only the placements but becoming self-employed or walking out of your MBA with a startup. The idea is that whatever outcome you want to have from your MBA, there is a process of learn, do and teach by which you will be able to achieve whichever outcome you want. However, the first step for my course, for any student who goes into my course, is to identify your goal, and your goal needs to be associated with your placements, because we cannot only take a long-term view of things and forget everything else which is in the short term, because your short-term happenings will not allow you to focus on your long-term objective. So for example, I might be a student who says that, okay, 5 years from now, I want to become a consultant at so-and-so organization. But in reality, that organization or even that job role does not even come to my campus. In that circumstance, there is no point of having only that long-term goal, because when that reality of your short-term placements which are just about to happen, when that reality will strike you, that because you had a fantasy objective for yourself which you'll not be able to make it happen right now, just because of that fantasy you have also ruined your placements, and because your short-term placements will get ruined, you will surely not be able to get the long-term objectives. So for that, I have created this process of back hacking the placements, through which, with the help of data and logic, you will be able to identify from the various companies which come to your campus that which one should you target and what should be the skills which you need for them. Now, the first thing which you need to do is that you need to scroll down, and in the description I've shared with you a link to a Google Sheet. This is going to be the most important Google Sheet which you'll fill at the start of your MBA placement preparation, and this Google Sheet is something which I offer only to my students. So now you have access to this, and this is going to be your workbook, at the end of which you will be able to identify that what are the skills which you need to have. So if you can see over here that there are a lot of steps which I will be explaining to you, and by the end of this entire exercise, when you would have filled up all of these sheets, I will give you a live show of how exactly should you fill these up, and by the end of it, you have seen the 4 steps. By the end of it, you will walk out with a lot of clarity. So let's head on to what the first step is. So the first thing which you need to know is that I have created this process using a concept of marketing, and that concept is segmentation, targeting and positioning. Which means that the first thing which we will do is that we will segment the various companies which come to our B school, and from there we will move on to the next step, wherein we will choose the organizations which we want to aim for. And then for us to be able to create a positioning around ourselves, we need to find out what are the differentiating skills which we need to have. So if you see this Excel, what you'll see is that I have created in this Excel for you already, I've already created the segments, And now all you have to go ahead and do is that you need to select the segments. So I have basically segmented the various organizations which come to your B school across the various 4 categories. The first one is the job domain, which is very important, which is the first thing which you need to choose, because that is going to be the work which you will do. Now if you see, I have listed down all the various job domains which can come to a B school, and you will also see that for these job roles I have coded them with a particular shade. Now the idea is that you need to be able to choose only one job domain from all of these. That is the kind of focus which I want you to have. You should not, ideally you should not aim for more than one job domain. It is very important for you to focus on one, and even if you plan to focus on 2, then I have created these color coding for you so that you have the ability to also choose 2 job domains for yourself. I will explain how it works. However, here is one advice for you: do not choose more than 2 job domains. I mean, I can understand that if you are a student, if you are a first year student who's still not clear about what he or she needs to do in your MBA, after your MBA, then it is going to be fairly tough for you to choose just one domain. Therefore, I've created this sheet so that you are able to choose more than one job domain for yourself, and using my color coding you would also be able to understand that which 2 job domains should you choose. You should not choose anything randomly. So here is my advice to those who are planning to choose 2 job domains from here. The first advice is that try and choose both of them from the same color. For example, you can see that I start off with green. Now if you were to choose 2 different job domains, I would advise you to choose them from the same shade. So for example, you might say that okay, I want to go into say marketing and sales, and I would also want to plan to work for product management. These could be the 2 which you can choose. Now I know that it can get very difficult for you, and especially if you are a fresher, it might get tough for you to even do that. I can understand that. So for that, my next advice is that even if you want to choose 2 domains which are not from the same shade, in that case choose the domains which are closest to each other, because I have created this in a structure wherein the domains, even if they are not of the same shade, if they are close to each other, then they are usually not poles apart. For example, marketing and finance are poles apart. That is why on one end of the column you are seeing marketing and sales, and on the other end you are seeing finance. Therefore, I would never advise a student, even if you are a fresher, even if you have no idea, I would never advise you to do something of this sort wherein you say that, hey, I'm aiming for finance roles as well as marketing job roles. So for example, you can say that, okay, I'm aiming for gen man and consulting, because somewhere these 2 are still similar in the kind of preparation which you need to do for these 2 job roles. Same way, you can say that, okay, probably for me analytics and operations can go hand in hand, because I need to have the same kind of mathematical skills for these 2. Therefore, the kind of prep which I need to have is somewhat similar. Therefore, this is a very well thought out sheet what you have in front of you, and I would want you to make good use of it. I only share it usually in my program, but here I'm sharing it with you because this needs to reach everyone. Therefore, use this sheet carefully. Now from there, once you have identified that what is the job domain which you want to work for, the next thing I would want you to find out is that what is the sector you want to work in. So for example, it could be that you might say that, okay, I want to do marketing and sales in a e-commerce firm, or it could be that, hey, I want to do marketing and sales at an FMCG firm, or it could also be that, hey, I want to do marketing and sales at a IT firm. It could be anything of that sort. So once you have identified your job domain, then go ahead and identify the sector you want to work in. Again, while carrying out this exercise, be pragmatic about what organizations actually come to your B school. And for that is why I'm saying that it is called back hacking the placements, because for this you need to have complete idea of the placement reports of your particular school, so that you know that which companies actually come to the school which you are in. And then identify that the job role which you want to work in, what kind of a work ex do they ask for, and what sort of a company size would you want to work for. Now you might ask me that, hey, how is company size an important factor for me? The fact is that it is, because for example, someone would say that, okay, I would either work at a large firm, because at that kind of an organization I would have the brand value along with me, or if I'm not able to make it to a large company, then I would want to work for a startup, because usually in a startup they pay well, and also in a startup the kind of work which I will be involved in is going to be end to end, hence I will gain a lot of good experience in a startup. So that is how you could think about it. So from this entire sheet, now you need to choose your segments, and I will give you an example so that I'm able to help you actually understand it. So for example, I might say that, okay, I want to get into marketing and sales or into product management at either a e-commerce firm or at an education firm. So now a few of you may already know this, that I have worked as a product manager at an education company. So basically what I'm creating is absolutely aligned to who I am. And from there I might say that, okay, I am okay to work with the organization which asks for any work experience, and I would either want to work for a startup or I would work for a large size organization, either of these three. So now these are the things which are basically going to go here on this particular sheet, wherein I need to list my target. Now again, I would like to reiterate the same thing to you, that ideally you should not aim for more than one set. If you are, then go for 2 at max, not for 3, because this thing will fail. This entire exercise will fail beyond 2. And it's not about this exercise failing, it's about that you would have no objective in front of you. You would lose objectivity, because you could be aiming for marketing, operations, or something else. So that makes no sense at all. Do not go beyond 2. So now here in front of you, whatever segments which I had chosen for myself, I have listed them down on this particular sheet, and these will be my target segments for me. Now the next thing which I need to share with you is that any job role which you are aiming for, any job role in the world, it is not only about MBA job roles. That job role can be broken down into soft skills and hard skills. And therefore, whichever job role which you've chosen for yourself right now in this sheet, you need to carry out the exercise of breaking it down into hard skills and soft skills, and then finding out that what are the skills which are being asked for that job role. So now when you go to this third sheet, you will see that whatever job roles which you had entered in this sheet as your main target segments, they have been automatically been filled on this sheet over here. And now what we need to do is that for each job domain and sector combination, we need to find out that what are the hard skills and what are the soft skills which are being asked across the B schools. And how will you find that? You will find that through a very simple way. One way is that you need to get in your hands all the job descriptions of the various companies which have come to your B school in the last 3 to 4 years. You will be able to find all of the JDs from your Placecom. Usually good B schools, they share all the JDs of the last few years with their students. And if you have not yet been able to find all of those, then it's perfectly fine. For you, my advice is that hop onto this website called imjobs.com, and on this website you will be able to find a lot of JDs which are the same of what is going to be floated at your B school as well. So from here you can actually do a good amount of scrutiny about what is the job role. So I hope now you would have understood that what exactly you have to do. Basically, you need to find all the jobs from your job domain and sector combination and read all of those JDs and fill this up with the hard skills and the soft skills which are important for you. Now for your understanding, I would do it for one job domain and sector combination. So for example, the first one is that I want to do marketing and sales at an e-commerce firm. So I would go here, and the first thing I would do is that instead of scrolling it, I would go here and I would say all sales and marketing jobs. And from here, I would be having all those jobs which are from my chosen job domain. And now what I need to do is that from this entire list, I need to find the jobs which are from e-commerce companies. So let me search for them, and you might have to scan this through so that you can actually find those e-commerce companies. So yeah, here if you can see, there is a job by Chroma which is of an e-commerce merchandising manager. And let me search for a few more. Let me search for one more so that you have an idea that how to find them. And yes, one way to find more similar jobs is this thing, that if you found one job from the sector or the kind of organization which you would want to work at, then just hop onto that job and scroll down completely, because then this website is going to show you similar jobs. So now you can see all your Flipkarts and all the other brands. So now I will open the thing for Flipkart. I'll open one for say Nykaa. Okay, and now I will start to observe each of them. So if I go here for the first one which I had opened, now I know that what they're asking for are a few of these things. So now you need to start to read each of these, and from there you will be able to find out the things which you need to enter on your Excel sheet. So for example, driving the annual monthly plan for categories, ensure daily sales, traffic, conversion numbers as per plan, understanding of category in details, how many purchasing, okay, month planning of category, buying the traffic, okay. So somewhere I can understand that one of the hard skill sets which they want is that of traffic. It could be of traffic generation or it could be traffic monitoring. Fair enough. Now from here I will observe a few other aspects as well. Customer funnels, again this is very important. Funnels. So here I need to also have the hard skills understanding of what are funnels and what is customer journey. So I know that for me to be able to be having a good chance at this job, I need to have the idea of all of these things. And let me search for something else as well. So if I go here, understanding of Adobe Analytics. Now this is important because Adobe Analytics is a software. It is a particular tool which they are expecting you to have good idea of. So now if you see, that is why I have created a hard skills tool set, which means here you will enter the exact tools or the softwares which you need to know. So here it goes, Adobe Analytics. Let me search for more. Ensure all campaigns cashbacks, okay, fair enough. Should be able to articulate requirement. Cross-functional teams, okay. Now cross-functional teams, to be able to work with cross-functional teams is a soft skills which I need to have. Fair enough. Let me search for more. Coordinate with category brands, constant market scanning of again, market scanning becomes important for me. And yes, I would always advise you to please add more rows into it. It is not only that you need to find 4 of each. No, please extend it to 10, 20, as much as you want to have, because it is very important for you to be able to have all the skills which are important on this sheet. Furthermore, let me search for more creation and monitoring of SOPs. So yes, again, SOPs is another one which has to be here in the skill sets. Furthermore, let me check for more digital influence. Okay, coordinate with analytics. Fair enough. Okay, so from here I would have been able to identify at least 3 or 4 from each of them, and in the same way I would fill all of these up. So how many job combinations I want to aim for, I need to do it for all of them. And from there, what we'll do is that we will move to the final step, wherein we will be filling up the skill clarity matrix for ourselves, from where we'll be able to identify that what are the skills which we need to work for. Okay, so from there, what we'll fill up now is basically the skill clarity matrix, what I call the skill clarity matrix. I've named it after my program Skill Clarity Blueprint. And what you see here, this matrix is about the skills. So you have already identified the skills for that particular job role over here, and now using these skills, using this entire skill set which you would have created over here, you would fill this up. Now try and understand it, what exactly are each of these quadrants all about. So on the x-axis, what I'm saying is that how differentiated will those skills make you, and on the y-axis what I'm saying is that how relevant are those skills for the organization, for the job roles which you are aiming for. So now if you see this, ideally you should have gone through at least 10-20 different JDs and you would have filled this up entirely. And after doing all of this, now you will pick the skills from here, and from here what you will be actually able to understand is that the 2 quadrants which are really important for us are these 2 quadrants, because here the top left quadrant is about the skills which are important for that job role, for that organization. However, those skills are not differentiated enough. If you understand it in the words of marketing, you would know that these things are called the points of parity, which means these are the things which you should have for you to be in the race. And in the same way, this quadrant is the quadrant wherein those skills are very important for that job role, as well as those skills will truly make you differentiated among all of your friends who are there at the B school with you. Again, you would be able to understand that these skills are called the points of differentiation, the PODs. So effectively what we need to find, what we need to do is that we need to fill the skills from here into these 2 important quadrants. So let's see it from this example. So I know for a fact that a skill like being able to work with a cross-functional team is surely a skill which is highly important, but it is not going to differentiate you from the others. Hence, I would have it in the first quadrant over here. Same way, if you see here, traffic generation, funnels, customer behavior, well, I think it was not behavior, it was customer journeys. So yeah, I need to just update this. This was customer journeys over here, and market scanning. So from here what I can understand is that market scanning is another such skills which you as an MBA should have. Hence, it is not going to be a skill which is going to make you unique. Hence, I would have it here in the first quadrant itself, market scanning. And now we'll check this. So for example, for us to be able to create a customer journey is also something which is usually expected out of an MBA, especially an MBA who's specializing in marketing. Hence again, I would say that it is a skill which needs to be in the first quadrant. And now from here, what I can see is that apart from these 3 skills, all the other skills are the ones which are very unique to this particular job role, I personally feel. So maybe you can say that, okay, funnels is something which can still be something which is expected out of MBAs. However, the way they have actually explained about the funnels somewhere over here as well, I realize that, okay, one needs to have some specialized knowledge of them, and especially what they're expecting is 4 to 8 years of work experience. Now, ideally, I should not have picked this job because I do not have 4 to 8 years of work experience before my MBA. Hence, you need to also be sure of that what exactly is the work experience which they are expecting. So the very fact that they are expecting a 4 to 8 years of work experience, I can somewhere see that what they would be expecting out of funnels and even a customer journey might be something more specialized. Hence, these two skills for sure I would put it in this quadrant of mine, as well as surely having the idea about Adobe Analytics would also be in the specialized quadrant. Now from here, after you have completed this entire exercise, what you have created in front of you is the exact blueprint of what are the skills which you need to start acquiring now. And from here you also have the idea that which skills do you need to prioritize. So for example, it is very simple that I need to prioritize the skills which will help me get into the race, and then I need to start to build something which is going to help me get differentiated. And from there I just need to come over here and fill this up that okay, Darpan is targeting e-commerce large companies, so I should not have put companies that require a marketing slash sales manager with an understanding of traffic, online sales and analytics. So if you see over here, I have basically created a goal statement for my own self that this is exactly what I would be working on. It encapsulates the kind of organizations I am aiming for and the kind of skills I need to have in me for me to be able to get that job role. Now again, while I have explained it in a very fast manner, you would have understood the entire end-to-end exercise which you need to do, and that is what I expect you to do, because now I am very sure that you're feeling excited about this, because this is probably that one exercise which is going to give you that clarity as an MBA student that what exactly is the job role, the job roles which I should aim for, and for those job roles, what are the skills which are important for me. And if you do it right now at the starting of your placement prep, even if you're an MBA aspirant, even if you're a student, even if you're somebody who's in the second year of your MBA, or you could even be an MBA graduate who is planning for his next job switch, if you are able to do this exercise by spending at least half an hour, 1 hour understanding the JDs and extracting from them all the skills which are important, and then filling up this entire thing in front of you, then I'm very sure that you will be able to create a lot of magic for your own self. So I'm sure that you enjoyed it. If you did, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel so that I can share with you more such interesting videos about your MBA and about how you can get the best career outcomes from your MBA. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.